So this dream I had probably 2021, 2022, and it's about a staff. Like literally like a staff, like the staff that Moses had, a staff. So when I first seen the staff, it looked like this. It was in cloud form, okay? I mean, not cloud form, lightning form, okay? And once it got to its destination, it transitioned to a full blown solid wooden staff, okay? So I was going down the street, like them little Jeep cars the kids be driving. I had me a red Corvette, right? So I'm going down the street. I'm going down Wilson Street. Or was it Thorn Street? Ooh, it was Thorn Street. Anyways, I'm going down the street and I park it at wherever we at, and I remember seeing a friend and a Hispanic girl getting off a bus. And as I'm looking down the street, I see the lightning form staff, right? At first, I didn't know it was a staff because it was such in lightning form and it wasn't fully developed yet. Now, it's about, I want to say, 2 to 3 blocks down the street, okay? From the time of me seeing it there to the time of me getting in the house, my sister, my auntie, and my niece was sitting in the living room. I looked out the window and it was like, okay, so it was like in the center of the street. The staff was in the center of the street. It was moving, okay, like at its own pace, slow but not too fast. It was moving. And so when I went back to look at the window, it was like almost in front of the house. And so I ran to the back room to tell my mom. I was like, "Hey, did you see that? Did you see that outside?" And so the room, it was like white. It was like white in there, but there was like it looked like a whole nother house in the room because it's like a kitchen was right here. There really wasn't no furniture, but there was like stuff on the walls, but it was just white in there. And uh, we decided to go to the balcony, and the balcony was kind of like it kind of felt like we were like on the second story or something. It was weird, but yeah. So we're looking at it, right? Like I said, it's in the center of the street, just moving slow, right? Now, by the time it gets to the house, it's in its full raw form, okay? Full raw form. Don't mind that little scribble on it. I really don't know what that is, but the staff, okay? So we're sitting there looking at it, and all of a sudden it just comes to a stop, like dead in its tracks, right in front of the house. And our angle was kind of like not centered with it, but a little ahead of it. Next thing you know, the staff just bursted into horses. Not physical horses, more like they look like clouds, like smoke clouds. How do you want to put that? Now the staff was from the ground all the way like to the clouds, okay? And when the staff bursted out into horses, it was like they ran all directions, and there was this one horse that was in the center of all those horses. And it had extra stuff on it, like how like night horses, they be having like extra coatings and stuff like that on them. Well, that's what this horse had, but it was nobody on it, right? Nobody was on it. But it was on its hind legs, right? It was on its hind legs. And we just like I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, like y'all, this dream was so vivid, bro. Like it felt so real." And so I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you see that?" Like, and so I went I went to the kitchen I should have wrote this one down because I did have some conversation, but I don't really remember the conversation, but I remember going to the kitchen and starting to wash some dishes. And right before I woke up, I kid you not, y'all, I heard marching, like the sound of marching, like a whole army marching. I'm talking about they on sync marching. Okay, I hear them marching. And it's like whenever those horses bursted, I mean, there wasn't nothing else out there. Like it was just the staff, and then the staff exploded to a bunch of horses, and that was it. Went to the kitchen, do dishes, and as I was coming up out my sleep, my eyes were still closed, but I was waking up. Y'all, that marching sounded so vivid. It sounded so vivid. Like whenever I was waking up, I still heard the marching, like as if I was still dreaming, but it's like as if the marching was, it's like if I was listening to some music and I had a headphone in, you know what I'm saying? It's like I could just hear it just drum, 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 the marching, and it's just slowly fading out, slowly fading out, slowly fading out. And then I finally opened my eyes and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, after all these years, I really haven't really tried to interpret this dream, but I know it's pretty important because the fact that this a staff, period, in my dream, and then the staff bursting into the horses. So I just thought I'd share that because I know that's pretty unique in its way. But if y'all guys have any interpretations or have dreamt of anything like that, let me know. Cause I mean that dream was so vivid, y'all. Like I'll never forget that dream. Like I'll never forget the sound of the marching after I woke up. You know. But yeah, that's all. Peace, love, and light.